It's WG bringing you SMB, and you want to be fully prepared for the newest event in Silver and Blood, the far side of the moon. So I'll be giving you all the information you need to succeed and maximize this event's value. First off, there are boosted heroes. This is the list of boosted heroes, and your goal is to get to as close to 100% as possible. So 100% is capped. For example, LAMIA and Bella would be finished. Kayn, Spectral, Girain, Ressa would be finished. Ressa, Darcius, Baphomet, and Pusa Kayn would be finished. So as long as you make it to 100%, you get the max reward. And that max reward is, the higher your chance, you get 50 extra Moonlight Reveries on playing a stage. On the note of playing a stage, every day you're going to be able to enter 5 stages. So make sure on day 1 you play all 5 fights, as well as in the Waning Moon trial, make sure you beat trial 1-1. For trial 1-2, 1-3, 1-4, and 1-5, I'll be making a guide, but 1-1 is easy enough. You should be able to manage it yourself. Again, Strong Vessels is LAMIA dealing more damage, so if you have her, you'll have a bit of an easier time. Then next up you have this Newborn trial. Once you clear stages, you'll be able to get more of these materials, and you can use them in the shop to redeem them for rewards. You'll also have right here this memory shard system. The way this works is you click on the memory shard, and then it's going to ask you to a couple questions, and then it's going to give you options, like for example, which is the answers. If you're curious about the answers, they are Full Moon and Moonlit Hall, but you can also just spam every single option until you succeed. Lastly, we need to talk about the shop and what is worth buying and what makes sense. So in 21 hours, you will be able to buy yourself extra entries into these stages, but this is not something I recommend. This is only something if you're like a little bit behind or if you don't know what to do. Easy, you already see it. Your first goal should be getting 4,000 points and buying out the 10 pull guarantee on the premium summons, and after that I would still recommend to get the 10 pull for the normal summons to build out your account, to get more stuff, and overall to be in a better place. Other rewards that are going to be quite huge will be the Pure Blood's Gaze Pot and the Blood Chalice. You can buy those after, and only use those if you've pushed as far as possible in the campaign to once again get the most amount of idle rewards through, because this just multiplies your idle time by 2 hours and your idle time by 2 hours respectively. These light fragments, medium fragments, heavy fragments, ancestral fragments, bloodborne fragments and such are mostly just there to waste your points. You can buy them if you have points over, but if you don't, it is not as important, even though getting 50 frags is quite nice. And because the whole event lasts 20 days, you should have no problem buying out the shop. So priority wise, just you want the premium summons, normal summons, then you can get the Pure Blood's Gaze or Blood Chalice to progress. And if you don't want to do that, you can still buy the faction or even armor based ones. If I had to give you a recommendation, I would do light armor first, because DPS is king. And after that, do not buy the ancestral fragments unless you have multiple ancestors. Rather go for something like, for example, the Bloodborne if you have a more LAMIA-ish team. But Kingdom or Church make more sense because they have more members in the faction, meaning it applies to more units. Or you can just buy the General Awakening fragments. So this is everything and all you need to know about the Far Side of the Moon event. And as always, we see each other in the next one. Stay tuned for a combat guide as well as a guide on how to use the best heroes in the game. Peace!